about. Violating your homes, we all about. But I can show you motherfuckers what we talking about. So take your legs and we got the clock. Never cheating on the mic, yeah, we do that too. And we got our own show, who never thought you knew. We done let some others in, and we did all I do is sit back and take a room, what we always do. Welcome into the Perpendicular Mouths.
We're back.
Violating ear holes, defecating on the microphone. My name is Zach. His name's Realize. We go hard so you can keep it soft and silky like a Velveteen Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
And today we have a wonderful / terrible show for you. It's wonderful because we're here, which is always wonderful, but it's terrible because we're talking about the greatest haters of all time.
The greatest haters of all time.
Now, to start, we're talking about the greatest haters. Should it be the worst haters? Let's discuss.
They're terrible. I mean, we definitely chose a bunch of terrible, terrible people. So theoretically, yeah, they might be the worst haters of all time.
But they are the greatest at being the worst.
They're the best at being the worst. Absolutely.
Then I think we're the greatest haters of all time. And this follows our last episode. If you saw it, if you're nasty, the greatest taters of all time.
Delicious.
Delicious. Are there any that you wanted to discuss that we forgot?
Now that you bring it up, I did want to talk about the balls. Because when we were doing the greatest haters, I felt like you steamrolled the balls. You ran right over the balls. You flew right past the balls. And we ended up with mashed potatoes as our winner. But when you think about it, potato balls, aka croquettes, if you're nasty, are just fried mashed potatoes. Like they take a ball of mashed potato and they roll it in some panko crumbs or something and fry them bitches up. So how is that not better than just regular old ass mashed potatoes?
Well, they're fried. It's less healthy.
No, but does it taste better? If you're the greatest potato of all time.
It has crumbs on it. That's more gluten.
Hold on, let me ask you something. Do you like a fried mushroom or like a fried chicken finger or a fried anything? Because all that stuff is just rolled in some breadcrumbs and fried. What's the difference except they just do it with mashed potatoes? And mashed potatoes what?
Yeah, I'd rather have like a nice grilled chicken breast than a nice breaded and deep fried greasy chicken finger. If you're talking about healthy.
We're talking about potatoes. We're just talking about taters.
You're talking about chicken. You said chicken.
I'm saying you were saying that fried breading is gross. And I'm saying
I didn't say it's gross. I said it's less healthy.
I'm not asking about healthy. I'm talking about great.
I'm asking about healthy.
Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. So, I mean, I'm saying greatest. Potatoes won. Mashed potatoes won. And this is a fried mashed potato. How is that not better?
Is it better because of the breading and frying or better because of the potato?
Better because of the taste.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with the potato because it's the same potato.
Same potato.
So mashed potatoes wins. That was your thing last week.
I mean, okay. If you want to ignore it, have you ever had a croquette?
No.
Exactly.
Why would I have had one?
You're right.
Why would I have had a potato croquette?
Okay. No, your mouth is a lie. All right, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you. It's like trying to describe the best tasting thing in the world to someone who's never tasted it. It's impossible. So fine. Eat your boring ass mashed potatoes, the greatest mashed potato of all time. When I'm saying you can fry those mashed potatoes up, anything fried is always going to be tastier.
Our first entrance for greatest hater of all time, Eric Lizer, everybody.
All right. I mean, I'll take it.
Well, before we get you on the list to go up against everybody else, why don't we discuss those haters that didn't make the list? The mediocre haters. Those that only hated a little bit.
Well, it's important to understand it's not that they only hated a little bit. Because the first people that we aren't going to talk about on this list are the emperors and the rulers. I'm talking about Xerxes of Persia, Caesar, Napoleon, Hitler, Pontius Pilate. Is it Pontius Pilate or Pontius Pilate? How do you even say that name?
I didn't hear the distinction in what you just said. It's not like you said the same thing twice.
Okay, then fine. My point is, these aren't going to be the greatest haters of all time because it's stacking the deck. It's not fair. If you're committing mass genocide, if you're out there trying to, take over the world, then that's not in the same category as some of the people that are on our list, which are specifically just known for their ability to hate on things without committing mass murder.
And there are too many. That's a different list.
It's a totally different thing. If you're the greatest mass murderer, sadistic madman of all time, that's a different thing than just being a hater. Now, what about the Marquis de Sade? Is the Marquis de Sade a hater, Zach?
I don't know.
Do you know what the Marquis de Sade is?
I did not know the Marquis de Sade personally, so I could not tell you.
Do you know what the Marquis de Sade was known for?
Sadism.
Yes. And sadism is just inflicting pain on others. So
but it's for joy.
It's for sexual gratification. Exactly. And that's why the Marquis de Sade is also not on this list, because he wasn't doing it out of hate. He was doing it because he was a nasty, freaking man. Let's talk about something else. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not going to be on our list of greatest haters. Was Donald Trump, and is Donald Trump a super hater? Absolutely. Is he the greatest hater of all time?
Democrats think so.
I don't even know if he's a hater. He's a hater. He's a fucking hater.
He's a hater.
Donald Trump is a hater, but I don't know if we can talk about him as being the greatest hater of all time. More than anything, I just don't want to talk about that bastard.
I refuse to talk about Donald Trump for 45 minutes, so move on.
Okay. Donald Trump sucks. He can eat a bag of baby dicks. Okay. Tucker Carlson, Rush Limbaugh, and Sean Hannity, the far right prognosticators. They made a whole career out of hating on the left's policies and leftists. And in fact, I'd say they're a danger to our society at large. But much in the same way, we aren't talking about these politicians that are out there just creating chaos. I didn't want to get into some of these pundits. Why don't you want to get into these pundits?
Because their job is to create controversy, and they are haters on purpose so that they get people to hate them and then like them. That's the whole point. To be polar.
So it kind of sounds like they are being great haters. If that's their whole job is to be a hater, then whoever's the greatest at, causing the shitstorm seems like, I don't know, maybe they're in the conversation of greatest hater. It's not fun.
But again, that's a different list. There's a million of them.
Well, I mean, I know on the right, we said Resch, Hannity, Tucker Carlson. On the left, same type of thing. Bill Maher, Rachel Maddow, John Oliver, Jon Stewart, Colbert. I mean, I'd say they're all making their points. They're definitely haters. I just don't want to. It's not fun. It wouldn't be fun to debate these people. That's the only thing I can really think of, because they're fucking haters. I don't know what to say. It's hard for me to even spin it to be like, hey, why weren't we talking about them? Just because it's not fun to talk about. I mean, you got any other reasons? It's just not fun.
I agree.
Okay, there you go. So, Shaq and Kobe. Shaq and Kobe hated on each other. There was a big problem with Shaq and Kobe. They could have stayed together. They could have probably won some more championships together, but they couldn't get along. They couldn't make it work. It was a bad marriage. But Shaq and Kobe aren't necessarily the greatest haters of all time. They just have problems with each other. Congress is filled with haters. Terrible haters just working on getting money. Working on, their private agendas that their people that are lining their pockets want them to get across and this and that. But Congress as an entity isn't a hater. Specific congressmen are haters. And that's a different show too. We're not trying to do that. It's not fun. Talking about these people is not fun. And lastly, Alex Jones, Ben Shapiro, and I'm going to say Joe Rogan. Okay? These guys are creating shitstorms. Okay? Do you not like me lumping in Joe Rogan with Ben Shapiro and Alex Jones?
He is a different entity, I'll say that.
It's on your. It's Bropro.
I'm not a Rogan guy. I don't. It's fine. You do what you do. I'm just Rogan's out there throwing out conspiracy theories about aliens with Tom DeLonge. Alex Jones is out there throwing out conspiracy theories about human trafficking in the Clinton family. So it's
and Joe Rogan is telling the kids that they don't need to take their vaccine if they feel healthy. So I mean, I'd say he's hating on science. He's hating on herd immunity, and he's hating on your grandma. But still, is he the greatest hater of all time? Probably not. Probably not. Now, I want to say the caveat. There's a lot of people on that list that we aren't talking about that I despise, that I think are terrible people, that I think should burn in hell. and I hope that they suffer for the rest of eternity. And they've contributed way more harm to the world than they have any good. That said,
we're off to a rip-roaring start. You had more? Please.
I'm just saying that said, when you start hearing who we're debating on the list, you might see how Hitler and Judas and Joe Rogan don't fit into the equation. That's all I can say.
Judas is on our list. Spoiler alert.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, even better. Let's start with him then.
Instead of doing that, why don't we start with our play-in round? Because we're off to a haterific start.
Well, throw Judas in the play-in round too then.
Why don't I just put him first? I'll move him up the list so he's first, because our play-in round has nothing to do with the biblical Judas. Because our play-in round has to do with social media platforms.
Ooh.
And we're talking about the haters on these platforms. We're talking about Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Reddit. There's a lot of haters on the internet. But which of these has the biggest haters?
I think it's always easiest to try to distill it down from, who we're not keeping on the list first. So Twitter is absolutely filled with haters. You're on Twitter, right? Beardo Jones?
I have Twitter. I wouldn't say that I'm on Twitter.
Well, if you're on that platform, follow me at Sumamabish, SUMAMA Bish, and my partner, Brutha Zach, at Beardo Jones. Watch us tell jokes about things and stuff. I guess you don't watch Twitter. You just hear it.
And I don't know that they'd ever see me tweet anything.
All right, then fine.
The only time I ever go on Twitter is when I'm alone watching boxing and I feel lonely and I want to see what other people are saying. And so then I follow people's live tweets and I respond and like, and that's it.
Okay. All right, then fine.
And it's just like me and my friend Rosie Perez on there. That's it.
Facebook. Facebook is filled with olds. Facebook is for your Aunt Eileen. Facebook is for your neighbors down the street to upload photos from birthday parties and the like. Facebook is shit. Instagram is full of photos. Instagram is where you try to present a version of your life that may or may not be a complete reality. And Reddit is little chat groups. Reddit is people that don't really like being part of society as much. They would rather be in a forum to speak about specific topics. So out of those four, who would you say is the least haterific? Because I was presenting the worst. What about the best?
I would say all of them are haters. I have a theory that every person on social media nowadays in 2021 is a hater, because everybody who's not a hater got off years ago.
Okay, so you're saying social media users in general, haters.
Every single one of them. But if I had to pick one of these four, it's got to be Twitter or Reddit, right?
Uh,
Because Instagram and Facebook people still use for socializing, for putting pictures and like their kids' birthday parties and dogs and cats. Like there's still a lot of that going on. There's still a lot of haterism, but there's still a lot of pictures of cats and dogs.
I would agree
Reddit
with that.
and Twitter, not so much.
I would agree with that. Just because of the amount of fuzzy animal photos to shit posting, the ratio.
You have to look at the ratio of fuzz to shit.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Fuzz shit ratio, the FSR, which is a study that was done by the Scientific Institute of the Americas. The FSR of Twitter and Instagram is much higher than the FSR of the Twitter and wait, did I say Twitter? Facebook and Instagram is much higher than Twitter and Reddit.
Well, and also the same is true for pets. You always have to consider the FSR when purchasing a pet and when deciding not to put a pet down. So, okay, yeah. Twitter versus Reddit. Twitter versus Reddit. Reddit had a bunch of like white nationalist stuff too, but I guess Twitter did too. Twitter was Trump's platform forever.
So did Facebook, so did Instagram.
Yeah, less so, I'd say. But I'm willing to go with your assertion that Twitter and Reddit, I mean, there's a lot of news to be gleaned off Twitter. I mean, I'm sure Reddit probably has its little corners where you can get some information. But I'm down to just say social media. It's fucking haterific. And bring social media into the conversation against whatever.
We'll just call it a tie? All right. Let's just call it a tie. That seems like good. All right. So social media is going to move on, and because you requested it, it will go up against... This doesn't even make sense. Nope. Judas is moving back down where he was, where he belongs, because social media has to go up against internet trolls.
Ooh.
Because ideally it was going to be Reddit or Twitter or something like that, because there are people who are just general haters on there, and then there's the internet trolls, which is a whole different type of beast. So what do you think? Who's the bigger hater? The person doing it on purpose or the person who doesn't realize they're doing it?
Well, are we specifically just talking internet trolls? We're not talking about the trolls that live under
well, I mean, listen, if you want to talk about general trolls, trolls are haters too. Because I don't want to have to answer questions before I cross a bridge. That's ridiculous.
That's totally unfair. And are trolls the ones eating children? Or are those goblins? Yes. Trolls eat children.
Those children, they're the big ass children eaters.
See, and that
live under the bridge, and then you have to answer questions and pay them a toll or something, or else they'll eat your kid.
The troll toll. You have to pay the troll toll. I'll tell you what. I am 100% against the eating of children. I am putting the Realize stamp on that. Do not eat the children. Okay?
It's a hot take, but all right. It's your platform.
Social media. Okay. So internet trolls
versus internet haters. There is a distinction that needs to be made. Some are doing it on purpose. Some don't realize they're doing it, which is worse.
Some trolling can be fun. If you're just trying to get a rise out of people, that can be funny. It's just the way they do it. Like some internet trolls, if you're literally bullying, no one likes a bully. A bully is a hater. Okay? So if you're just literally trying to bully people and say the most offensive shit possible to people and trying to hurt people's feelings, is that social media or is that an internet troll? That might be just social media.
Yeah. I went through a phase 6 years ago where I was trolling for probably a year or two on the internet. But it was funny trolling. It was light trolling. It was different. At no point did anybody tell anybody to kill yourself or try to bully somebody into doing something. That's not it. That's not. But there is that side of it. There is a dark side of it. So there's there's the joke trolls where you go to those the British call them piss take pages where you go there and people are like making ridiculous claims and people go, what? I can't believe you think that butter is a cure for heart disease or something like that, and it's like ridiculous. There was one I remember that was called Tattoos Make You a Horrible Mother, and it was to get a rise out of mothers with tattoos. That's all it was. And they were making ridiculous claims. That's one side of it. But then there's the other side of it of people who intentionally go around, that go to celebrity pages to try to bring people down, that do it on purpose to try to get responses, try to get whatever, to try to get respect, whatever they try to do. So there's the bad side of it too.
I'd go as far as to say, tattoos might make you not the best mother.
Well, here's the problem: is what happens is when you get the tattoos, it gets into your bloodstream and it creates ink poisoning. That ink poisoning transfers to the baby,
right to the milk.
That baby becomes inky.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That makes sense. That's why you never get those cat paws right on your breasts. Goes right into the milk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. So general social media ignorant users doing stuff, or trolls. If we're including the trolls on the bridge, trolls have to be worse, because it's internet trolls and trolls.
Yeah, I think internet trolls can be funny. You could be mean if you're funny, but yeah, the trolls on the bridge are way worse. Yeah. All right, I'm glad we're past all that topics. Now let's get into the fun ones. All right, so let's talk about actual trolls under a bridge, the trolls living under a bridge versus Tonya Harding. Tonya Harding, for those young people who don't know, was a figure skater, and her and Nancy Kerrigan were the representatives for the United States of America in the Olympics in 1992. Tonya Harding, as it happened, was a little bit jealous of Nancy Kerrigan and paid, I believe it was her boyfriend or something like that, right? Like somehow they hatched a plot, and Jeff Gillooly, one of the great names in pop culture history, Jeff Gillooly, attacked Nancy Kerrigan, Tonya Harding's rival, with a lead pipe or a crowbar of some sort and whacked her in the knee.
Why?
And it was all caught on video, and she was famously laying on the ground, crying and wailing, "Why me? Why?
I love
and
that.
And then we found out that it was Tonya Harding all along.
I love that reaction, instead of just, why? That's someone who's never had anything bad happen in their life too. Why? Like sometimes I feel like my whole life, I just feel like every day I could just wake up and be like, why? But
we are Nancy Kerrigan.
We are Nancy Kerrigan. We are Nancy. We are Kerrigan. It's like Groot.
And for those who are concerned, I believe Nancy Kerrigan got up, got tough, and I think won a silver medal or something like that. She did all right.
Yeah.
And Tonya Harding went on to do porn and Dancing with the Stars. So there you go.
All right. So it worked out for everybody. It's a heartwarming. Yeah, exactly. Trolls eat children. That's worse than busting knees of your rival.
But trolls can't help it. You know what I mean? Like trolls, like they'll charge you a toll, but it's their bridge. They live under it. You know what I mean? Like that's okay. Tonya Harding hatched a plot. She was so jelly that she had a dude take a crowbar and literally whack her competitor in the knee.
That's a hater.
That's crazy. That's like the ultimate depths of haterism.
It's up there. It's bad.
Like that's something that you see on like Seinfeld. That's like a crazy Seinfeld plot.
All right, then fine. You swayed me. I don't have my bell. If I had my bell, I would ding it. So
yeah. Look, that's crazy. Like who does that? It's crazy. All right, Tonya Harding will move on, and Tonya Harding now finally will face Judas, the one that you said was too much of a hater to be on the list. Tell me why he's too much of a hater to be on the list.
Because it seemed like we're picking the biggest haters of all time, and we aren't going to talk about them because it sucks. And it does.
No, it doesn't suck. It doesn't say. It's a story in the Bible.
I mean, Judas is the one who just like tricked Jesus, right? Like, I'm your friend, Jesus, and then no, I'm not really. I'm going to tell the Romans about you and try to get you picked up. But they're all hanging out having their Passover Seder, where they all sat on the same side of the table for some reason, which doesn't seem right anyways. Maybe because they're getting a painting made. But that is, I don't even understand that. I don't think that was a real painting. I don't think they were really all sitting on one side of a table at that Last Supper.
What if the light was better on that side? What if they were facing away from the sun?
Maybe they're all facing away from the sun. Maybe they were. But so what? So Judas is like, hey, I'm one of your guys. I'm one of your flock, Jesus. And then he's like, ha, just kidding. Romans are giving away a bunch of money if someone tells where you're at. So I'm going to do that, right? Is that how the Bible story goes?
So you think that Judas narked out Jesus?
Yeah.
This is breaking news. This is breaking news. That's crazy.
Isn't that the story?
He denied Jesus, I believe, 3 times, where they came up to him and said, hey, Judas, you're Jesus's friend, right? And he's like, nah, man. Nah, bro, that ain't me. Like, I don't even like that cat. He's some crazy king of the Jews. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't me. And he did it 3 times. And then later he tried to redeem himself in some way. I don't know. I'm no biblical scholar, but yeah, he just straight up, and Jesus told him he'd do it. That's the crazy part. Jesus said, bro, you're a hater. And he's like, nah, man, I'm with you. And then he turned around and did it 3 times. And Jesus said, hey, I told you.
So how does that even make him a hater? I thought he got him killed.
A hater? He denied his friend.
He just said, I don't know him. Like someone said,
that's hating. That's hating. That's hardcore hating.
I thought he got him killed. Like, to me, that's less hating than busting someone's knee. He didn't get Jesus' kneecap busted with a pipe. If he had gotten Jesus' kneecap busted, I thought he got him crucified.
Is it your contention then that Judas is just more of a little bitch than a hater?
Judas is a punk-ass bitch. He's maybe the greatest punk-ass bitch of all time.
That's fair. Judas, you a mark-ass buster.
That's right.
Next show, tune in next show for the greatest little bitches and the greatest mark-ass busters of all time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. Tanya Harding will face off against Captain Ahab.
Oh.
Now, Ahab is the captain from Moby Dick. He was searching for his white whale. It's a big-ass metaphor for my dick. So tell me.
Mm-hmm. You know what it really was? It really was Moby Dick is actually a metaphor. Did you know that? It wasn't just about
the white whale is a metaphor.
The white whale is a metaphor of white supremacy that they're all up against, that everyone is kind of battling against. It's really good.
Wait, hang on. The white whale's white supremacy?
Yes, it's a metaphor for him trying to battle against white supremacy. Like the people who are on the boat at the time, there was like a Pacific Islander. And there was like these different races of people. It was a multicultural mix of people on the boat kind of trying to battle kill the white whale. But the white whale was the meanest whale of them all and the oldest whale and was going to do everything it can to fight against being taken down. So yeah.
Are you saying that was Herman Melville's intent, or that's just...
Yes. No, it is. That's the hidden metaphor of Moby Dick. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a great book. It's a fucking great book. And
I thought the white whale represented it's that thing that you chase after without any thought to anything else, and you just basically it consumes you and takes you over, and you never get there, and you die.
That's the metaphor of Captain Ahab. That's Captain Ahab's character. What he's saying is about that obsession, all encompassing.
And you're saying the white whale is the white establishment.
Yeah, supremacy.
And what year was Moby Dick written?
Huh?
What year was Moby Dick written?
I want to say the 1800s.
Alexa, what year was Moby Dick written?
Moby Dick or The Whale by Herman Melville was published on October 18, 1851.
1851.
Yeah.
So he wanted to bring down the white establishment in 1851?
Yeah.
When there was only white people?
There weren't only white people. When all the white people, there was never only white people. When white people
in regions, yeah.
No, when white people were practicing, what do you call it? the thing where you go into people's lands and you murder them all and you take all their property and you say that it's your divine right. What was that called?
Manifest Destiny.
Yeah, yeah. He was arguing against all that and about the ills that that a lot of Europeans were doing against the world. Were propagating against the entire world at the time. Yes. So, Ahab himself, though, hated that damn.
But wait a second. But if Ahab hated white supremacy, does that make him a hater or a patriot?
Ahab didn't hate white supremacy. Ahab hated a whale. Melville was making a story that was a metaphor against, battling against white supremacy. Ahab hated a whale, a big old mean whale. That's it. And he hated that whale with everything he had in him and wanted to kill it. Now, I don't think Tanya Harding wanted to kill Nancy Kerrigan.
No, so just take her down a peg.
Right. So I'd say if you want to kill, that makes you a bigger hater, especially if you're willing to die for the cause.
But what if Tanya Harding wanted to hit like Judas in the knee? And Judas is a hater and a little bitch and a little punk ass Mark ass buster. Mm-hmm. Like what if it was Judas? Would it be less of a hater move to take him down a notch?
No. I mean, if you're busting anyone in the knee, it's equally bad. I don't care if you're a good person or a bad person. When you're getting busted in the knee, that's just busting people in the knee.
So it would not matter for Captain Ahab that he's trying to kill something so evil as white supremacy.
I would say if Tanya Harding was trying to shoot a harpoon into Nancy Kerrigan, then it'd be of the same thing, the same equivalency.
Well, I think this goes back because if Ahab had succeeded, then he would have killed white supremacy in 1851. That would have been nice. It's like that. Would you go back in time to kill baby Hitler?
But it's the metaphor. Don't mix up.
Would you go back to kill baby Moby Dick?
I thought Moby Dick was all right. Moby Dick was just trying to mind his own business. This was about back in whaling days when you would kill the whales to take all their blubber and the oil to like light up your candles and whatnot. Like it was just what you did back then,
It sounds like a very mixed metaphor.
No, there's just a lot going on. I'm just saying, I'll kill baby Hitler in a second.
What about baby Dick? What about baby Dick?
Baby Dick, let baby Dick grow into a full-size dick. The biggest dick of the sea.
All right. It sounds like Captain Ahab. He's our winner. And Captain Ahab will go on to what I think might be perhaps the greatest hater of them all, my bathroom scale.
Oh, really? Just scales in general?
Get it?
Oh,
Did you get it? All right. That's my. I'm gonna take this off the list. That was it was funnier in rehearsal. If anybody believes that we do rehearsal, that's a whole other conversation. All right, Captain Ahab's gonna move on to face off against Clippers fans.
Ooh. Okay, so I do have beef with Clippers fans because I would say that Clippers fans aren't even real fans because that team is so horrible. If you're from LA, you're essentially a Laker fan. Now, I don't know now if that's still the case with this, the Zoomers. If you're born in Los Angeles, if you say, hey, I'm a Clipper fan, okay? I don't want, fuck you, dad. Fuck you, mom and dad. I don't need to follow these Lakers. I'm not of your generation. I'm not an Xer. I'm not a millennial, okay? I'm not with all that. I'm a Clipper fan. But Clipper fans have never won anything. Clippers or Clipper fans. Well, Clipper fans might have won like a backpack or something like that. But the Clippers never won anything. They're the worst. The freaking worst. And I think people move here from out of states because LA is a transplant city, okay? And they come here having already hated the Lakers because they're from Boston or Miami or New York. Or now people probably don't leave those areas. They're from like Minnesota, or Utah. And they're like, I hate the Lakers. And they come here and just decide to be Clipper fans, but not out of fandom for the team, out of their hate for the Lakers. How about that?
does the same thing apply for Angels fans against the Dodgers?
I don't even think that's true. I don't think anyone moves here from out of state and decide to be an Angel fan. Does that happen? I didn't like
I
it.
don't know. I'm just asking. It's kind of like the second team in Los Angeles. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even say they're from Los Angeles. I hated that when they were saying when they're the California Angels, it made sense. If they're the Anaheim Angels, that makes sense.
They were the original Los Angeles team. They're named after Los Angeles. Their name is the Angels.
No, they're named after angels. They're not named after.
Because they were founded in Los Angeles before the Dodgers got here.
And then they moved to Anaheim. They moved to Orange County out of Los Angeles.
They became pro. Yeah, they became pro in 1961. I think they played a season or something in LA, and then they moved to. They had an opportunity to get a stadium in Anaheim, so they took it.
All right. Well, that's not even Los Angeles, and I'd say that's different. That's a whole different story. The Clippers are from San Diego.
Because I grew up in LA, but the reason I'm an Angels fan and not a Dodgers fan, I love the Dodgers growing up. They're my favorite team. '88, Hershiser was my guy. I used to try to pitch like Oral Hershiser. Pedro Guerrero, that was my favorite. Fielder. Steve Sachs, that was the man. But the reason I'm an Angels fan is because it was cheaper, it was more accessible, it was easier to see games. It was way better from a fan experience than going to Dodger Stadium. To this day, Dodger Stadium, it's nice to see a game there, but it sucks. It takes 4 hours to get in and out of there. The tickets, the food, the beer is all overpriced. The games are good. The fans are good. But it's not as good. The fan experience is still way better at Angel Stadium. So what if these people that grew up in the 80s with the Showtime Lakers, Magic, Kareem, Worthy, wanted to go see basketball, but it was so damn expensive and so busy. But they can go to Clippers games for half the price, sit close to the court, and watch the players play basketball and have a hot dog and a beer and watch the game. And they fell in love with the game of basketball and their beloved Los Angeles Clippers.
I wish I could just vomit on command. I would throw up all over the keyboard and the screen and the mirror. But I do agree that that's not as bad as trying to murder a whale with a harpoon and at the willingness to get everyone on your crew killed. So, okay, Clipper fans aren't as bad as Captain Ahab.
All right, we'll move on. Captain Ahab will face off against that great hater, Lactose. Lactose is a hater.
Yeah.
People people aren't meant to digest lactose. It's cow's milk, not human milk.
Yeah.
And it messes people up.
It's for babies. First off, milk is for babies. All right. Secondly, if I'm gonna drink milk, I want lady milk. You know what I'm saying? Even now, as a grown man, I want lady milk, not straight from the source per se. Okay, yeah, and I'm not necessarily just trying to tap that with hot and thick and rich and gooey. That's for babies. That's baby food. All right, but maybe if you had a lady farm and you had a pump and they're pumping it up and they're, you know, what do they do? What do they do with the milk? They put it in homogenize it, right? You homogenize the milk. You what do you put in that? What do you put in that milk to make it more digestible? I would say do that just for lady milk. I'm just saying if I'm drinking milk, I'd want it from a lady. But if I'm not gonna do it from a lady, then I'll take a almond coconut blend. You ever had an almond coconut blend?
I don't like coconut milk. It's not good.
You never had the blend. The almond coconut. I'm not saying coconut milk.
Why not just drink almond milk by itself?
I don't like it. It's got the consistency of mucus. Or is that soy? Soy, one of them has a consistency of mucus. I'm not with it. I think it's soy milk. I don't like soy milk.
I don't know. But I had some ice cream that was made with oat milk.
Mm-hmm.
And it was peanut butter Oreo ice cream with oat milk. And it was good.
Did it taste like oatmeal at all?
No. But apparently it's thicker. So it's more like a thicker cream or something, but I don't know. It was good.
I'm not opposed to that. I would eat what'd you say? It was a peanut butter
Oreo ice cream But
Yeah.
there's no lactose. It's like dairy free because they use oat milk.
Now let me ask you about lactose. Does lactose make you fart?
It can. It can get you messed up. When I eat lactose, I might be fine for that night, maybe even the next day, but 2, 3, 4 days after, man, everything that goes in there just gets bad.
Wait a minute.
It spoils everything in there.
4 days sometimes? 4 days later?
Up to 4 days later.
See,
the food that you eat and the drink that you drink can sit and digest for 1 to 3 days a lot of times.
I think that depends how much meat you got blocking up in your system or something. Like it should just be in and out.
No, your stuff is going in there, but it's all getting churned up in there. So I mean, you're getting some, but you're not getting everything. It's like when you refill a container. You know what I mean? Like you're getting it all out, but there's still residue. There's still residual stuff in there. So to get it all out takes a few days for it to really get rinsed out and washed out.
You know, there's Buddhist monks that will eat a 6-foot long piece of like silk, like a long ass scarf, so they can floss. They just floss their entire intestines.
Well, that's why people do those cleanses, like the juice, basically to just try to clear everything out. So that way, hey, all of those bad things that were in there, you can get out and get them. And from what I understand, there's some benefit to that. I don't know. They sound terrible to me.
What about like a piece of mesh? Would you eat like a 6-foot long piece of netting? Something, just keep swallowing it. Maybe, swallow it. And then when you digest it, whatever's getting caught in there, and then maybe like, let's say like a foot of it was out of you, then maybe you just flush the toilet and you just hope that the toilet suction, especially a high-powered toilet one, like an airplane toilet. You know how airplane toilet just...
Yeah. No, that sounds awful.
Pull that thing right on out. Clear yourself right out.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, lactose makes me feel bloated. I feel very bloated if I drink a lot of regular milk. I do like the taste of vitamin D milk, of all the milk options. I don't like a non-fat milk. That's too watery.
Well, you know what the D stands for, right?
What's that?
Delicious.
Oh, see, that makes sense. But yeah, it's hard to digest. And I heard it's got pus. Have you heard that? You got pus in the milk. Pussy milk. Pussy milk.
Pus milk does not sound good to me.
And I heard when you drink cow milk, there's a very good chance you got pus in your milk. You got some pussy milk. So I'm not with that.
Is that like Puss in Boots?
No. That's different. That's completely different. I would say lactose is a bigger hater because the dairy industry has been pushing it on us for a long time. And doesn't cheese have lactose?
Cheese is milk.
Right. So isn't there lactose up in the cheese and lactose up in all that other stuff too? And they're putting it on the cheeseburger, on the pizza pie, up in the everything, in your burrito, on your taco meat, all those things. Lactose with some pussy milk maybe. So yeah, that seems like a hater to me.
It hates on your body. Is it a bigger hater than Captain Ahab?
Yes, because it's attacking me from my insides with deliciousness. Vitamin delicious.
Lactose is a bigger hater than Captain Ahab. And so we'll move on, and lactose will face those haters, the nuns.
Oh, wow. Wow. Now, tell me.
Do you want to hear my story about nuns?
Yeah, because I don't know about all those nuns too much.
Well, you know what? Listen, I'm not going to tell you because it's none of your business.
Dang. Wow. That's like that's a priest's favorite fish. So I don't know much about nuns, I just know when they beat your knuckles with the ruler.
Man, yeah, nuns are, they don't want you to dance with your girlfriend when you're 13. You got to spread out and save room for Jesus. They will wrap your knuckles. They'll, spare the rod, spoil the child.
That's nuns?
Yeah. Huh?
That's nuns?
Now, those are nuns. Well, I mean, not specifically, but that's the old school nuns.
They're hiding their sweet, sweet bodies underneath those habits sometimes. You know, they're saving themselves for Jesus. That's their only partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't make love, you know. They wear those tight hats. What's up with that?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. But are they all haters?
No, because I think the good outweighs the bad.
Okay.
I just think any kid over 40 that went to Catholic school would say that nuns are haters.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think they pray for you and stuff too, right?
Yeah, I just buzzed the thing. Lactose are bigger haters than nuns.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
What else?
Lactose gonna go on against we went from Mother Superior, now we're going on to Mother Nature.
Oh, dangus.
Mother Nature is a hater. Alanis Morissette said it best when she sang about the irony of having rain on your wedding day.
Mm-hmm. I had some rain on my wedding day. Did you?
So did I.
Yeah. Is that supposed to be good luck anyways?
It is, but it's also ironic apparently. But like, you know, if you're having an outdoor wedding, it can cause some problems. Mother Nature frequently causes problems if you're outside of the more temperate zones. You live in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely do you have weather delays, weather issues, but we've all been a part of it. We've all said, hey, I need to go do X, Y, or Z, but I can't because of the weather.
Right.
I live up in an area where it snows. Hey, I need to get some. Nope, sorry. The snow, the weather. It's windy, it's rainy, it's sleet, it's ice, it's whatever it is. Mother Nature don't care.
You know what Linus Morissette should have sung, and it would have made way more sense too. She could have been like, "It's like a tornado on your wedding day." Like that's a problem, or like a tidal wave on your wedding too. Like you don't want that. It's like a big ass earthquake, the big one on your wedding day. And who am I to talk about this giant forest fire? Like that would have been bad things, you know. What else? A tsunami?
Natural disasters. That's what you're saying. Natural disasters.
Natural disaster.
Kill generations of people. Mm-hmm. They kill entire civilizations.
Yeah, it's true. A volcano eruption? That's way worse than a little rain. You know,
Mount Vesuvius?
Mm-hmm. All bad. All bad. Those are things you don't want to happen on your wedding day. It'll ruin your day, your special day. Mm-hmm. Those things are bad. So Mother Nature is kind of a hater. You know, some people are like, hey, I'm just trying to set up my village right here at the base of this volcano, or I'm just trying to go visit a national park. Oh, what's the one right there?
Hiking.
Yeah. What's that one right there? And the whole, is it Yellowstone? Like there's a giant dormant volcano right there, and it's beautiful. Because you know, there's a lot of mineral wealth in sulfur and all that underneath the surface.
I'm just a couple hours from Mount St. Helens.
Oh wow.
Which erupted on my wedding day, but many years before.
I don't know if you're allowed
in the 90s. Was it the 90s or the 80s? I don't remember.
Are you allowed to call it your wedding day? It
was my wedding because I took it over. I took it back.
It's Mount St. Helens Day.
It was Mount St. Helens Day, but then I took it back.
Yeah, all right. Okay. All right. Yeah, Mother Nature's got an attitude for sure. But I also don't think we're doing Mother Nature right. We fracking all up in her. Frack that.
But doesn't she deserve that for all of the hate that she gives to us?
No, we'd be sucking all the oil out of her, you know, taking all that good crude right out of her. You know, she needs that. She needs that up in her. I heard up in them oceans, all up in them ocean guts, there's mountains and rivers and waterfalls and all stuff like that in the oceans. Have you ever heard such a thing?
Waterfalls in the oceans?
Yes, because there's the currents. The way the currents are pulling stuff and whatnot, like you seen Finding Nemo? You saw how those sea turtles like to ride the currents and go all through the little things? Those are like little rivers in the ocean. You got some drop way down, a waterfall, sucking it down, baby, down into those crevices.
The sea floor is the next frontier.
Oh, it's crazy down there. We're mapping it out now. They're sitting down talking about balls. This is a ball-centric episode. Okay, we talked about potato balls. Now I want to talk to you about titanium balls. They're making sea pods, ocean pods that drop super low, made out of titanium, so they aren't crushed by the pressure. And you can go straight down for 4 hours to get down near the bottom. I don't know how deep that is. 4 hours down, though. 4 hours down,
Deep
4
enough.
hours. It's deep, boy. I'll tell you what. I wonder if it's further to the moon or down to the very, very deepest portion of the ocean.
The moon.
Yeah.
Think about the size of the Earth.
Yep.
Think about the distance between the Earth and the moon.
Yep.
And how many Earths it would take to get between the Earth and the moon.
But do we know? Let's see. Hold on. Okay, Google. How many miles is it to the moon?
The moon is about 238,900 miles from Earth.
238,000. Yeah, that seems a little bit further, huh? I don't think the ocean is 238,000 miles deep. Okay, Google.
But it is about a 4-hour titanium ball ride.
How? Hold on. It just took everything you said. Let me see. Okay, Google. How many miles is it to the deepest portion of the ocean?
According to Scientific American, the trench sits like a crescent-shaped dent in the floor of the Pacific Ocean, extending over 1,500 miles long with an average width around 43 miles and a depth of almost 7 miles.
Yeah, 7. 7 miles deep.
Versus 238,000?
Yes. Okay. Well, it seems like we're wasting a lot of money.
Well, but I got to ask it because I'm not a math guy. So which is bigger?
Of a number?
Yeah.
My question is this. It's probably way harder to see in dense and crushing and cold underwater. So it's just way more difficult to get around. The pressure, the inability to really like have light passing through. Plus, I think can't giant stuff eat you down there? Can't you get your titanium big ass stuff, right? But is it big enough?
We don't even know what's down there because we haven't been down there. It's too dark.
Do you think? And how about like whales? Can whales get deep down there again? Can they get that?
They're mammals, so they got to stay near the top.
Okay, so the stuff down there are pressurized.
They probably don't have eyes because they can't see.
They got dangles. They got little dangly doofs off the top of their head. Sometimes.
Right. All right, so what do we got? Mother Nature? I don't even remember what was winning. Wait, are we still talking about Mother Nature? How did we get on the ocean?
That's part of Mother Nature.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's your
lactose. All right, so which is it? Mother Nature or lactose? Because we got like 4 more, and I got to go to the bathroom, man. So we got to be quick.
Oh, you got to take a poop?
Why not?
Maybe just you ever think about just taking your computer with you? That'll be a first, a pod first.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, seriously. Set it on your lap. Let's take it in the restroom. Let's go for it. Come on. All right. Let's see. All right.
We're talking about how lactose is a hater. I don't think anybody wants to come in with me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a good way to end the show for a while. That's a season ending.
It's a good way to end the show.
I'm saying lactose.
If you wanted to end the show, that would be the way to do it.
Yeah. Lactose because it'll make you have to poop right in the middle of a pod.
All right. That's fine. All right. It's like I had a zip fizz, man. It's like I had a zip fizz right before that stuff runs right there. All right. Lactose versus Apple/iPhone. Apple iPhone.
Okay. Also, poop in your pants. Poop in your pants is a freaking hater.
No, I already did.
I'll tell you, have you ever power shat? You think it's a fart and you just force that thing, and then about 12 seconds in, you say, "Oh!" You ever have that?
No, not yet, but I am turning 40 this year.
Oh man, I'll tell you. One time, a buddy of ours had a wedding. What do you call it? That rehearsal dinner type thing. And I ate so much delicious food. On the way home, I was driving home. This is actually the first time I met my wife. Was this day, and I was driving home, and all of a sudden I said, "Oh!" I felt a little rumble in my tummy, and I said, "Oh man, let me let a little gas out." And then I realized I literally power shot myself while I was driving a car. Like so much diarrhea.
There's one thing that I know, it's don't ever force it, period.
Well, when you start forcing, there's no stopping it. Is there? You can't cut off.
Yeah, you just can't force it, period.
Oh man. All right. iPhone,
unless you have an appropriate receptacle.
like a garbage can?
Yeah, or a bush.
Just a side of the highway.
A kitchen floor that's tiled.
I would say if you're gonna poo power shit off the side of the highway, do it towards traffic. Go all in. At that point, you've committed.
Why not?
iPhones.
Are you gonna keep going on tangents? We still got 3 more.
iPhones make me mad because they demand constant updates, and Apple is doing that on purpose. But I'll tell you what, I have an option. If I don't want that, I ain't gonna get it. I got a what do you call it? Android. I got a Samsung Galaxy. So lactose is worse because I like cheese.
I would agree. All right, so lactose is going to go up against Jay Leno.
Oh,
Jay Leno, the longtime host of The Tonight Show, who had an agreement to step down from The Tonight Show, then decided, I don't want to step down from The Tonight Show, and rallied to get his job back and kick the host out and get his job back.
Yeah, Conan too. I like me some Conan. Are you a Conan man?
I like Conan, yeah.
Team Coco?
I have not watched The Tonight Show since Conan left The Tonight Show. Not totally just because of him, but I've watched Conan many, many more times than I have The Tonight Show.
Yeah. No, Jay Leno was definitely a hater. That was wrong. You don't go back on your word. Your word is bond, okay? But you know what else is bond? Lactose enzymes. And lactose enzymes make you have to poo or fart. And I hate that.
All right. Well, our last one. Lactose is making a run here. Just like it does in your body.
I like that.
That's going to go up against perhaps the hateriest bunch of haters that ever hated. Teenagers.
Oof.
Teenagers are haters. Am I right?
Absolutely. Teenagers don't have any perspective, and whatever is the pop culture while you're in your teenage years, especially if you want to be socially accepted amongst your peers, you just take as the gospel truth of the coolestness, whatever you figure out, your fashion, you're trying to go against the generation before you. Maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your big brother and sister, whatever it is. But teenagers be hating. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact.
It's true. And their job is to just hate on things because, you don't understand. You don't get it. They get it. They know where they are, but they don't get you, and you don't get them. And so they hate.
Yeah, teenagers generally think they know it all too, and they just don't have any perspective. Teenagers are stupid. Can I say that? Is that fair? No, the smart ones. Yeah. Lactose is stupid too.
Yeah. Which one of them makes you poop more, and which one of them makes you more angry?
Whew. teenagers can make me angry. And lactose can make me poop. So I guess the question comes down to, what's more haterific, anger or poop? Really, I think that's what should
Before you answer, I gotta play so you can make your decision.
Poop, man. Poop is the worst. No one's trying to poop their pants.
Lactose made a big run, just like it's about to do.
Dang.
To all of you. After you eat some delicious ice cream and a delicious cheeseburger. Well, that's all for the greatest haters. Thank you to Lactose for being so haterific. And thank you to you for watching The Perpendicular Mouse. See you next time. Goodbye.
Perpendicular Mouse. Zach's going to go take a poop. Poop. Dookie 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 dum drops.